Hello guys, hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we'll be focusing on arithmetic series. You have to understand, guys, there is a difference between a series and a sequence. There's a difference between a series and a sequence. So a sequence and a series, they differ not too much, but just a little. So a sequence, let me just say 2, 4, 6, 8. I just want you to get the difference, guys. And then we have a series. A series, it will be like 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8. So in short, what I'm trying to say is that a series is the sum of all the terms. So when we're talking about a series, we are talking about adding all the terms in the sequence. But a sequence or a pattern, this one can be a pattern. It can be a pattern. It is normally separated by the semicolon like this. So if you see plus like this, it means it's a series. And then if you see it is in any case where it's separated by a comma like this, and then it means that it's gonna be a sequence, as a sequence like that. So you must understand the difference. So in this case, today we will be talking about a series of an arithmetic series. So let's get down to it. So if I'm having and we know, guys, a series, we say we do what? We add up all the terms. We add up all the terms. We add up all the terms. So in any case, what is the answer we get after adding? Is the sum. The sum is the answer you get after adding. So the sum in this case will be used. This symbol will be used. Sn will be the symbolizing the sum. This will be symbolizing the sum, right? The sum of the nth term, the sum of the first 4 terms, right? So if I'm saying the sum is going to be T1 plus T2 plus T3 up until we say plus Tn. We are adding all the terms. Hence, I've said that series involve the addition sign. So when I'm having a sequence like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, as it continues, let me just use the addition because we are referring to the series. And then I say S1. I'm just saying S1 is equivalent to T1 because it says the sum, hence I've said that S, it symbolizes the sum of the first term, right? And then when I'm saying S2, I mean that it's gonna be T1 plus T2. It means that the sum of the first 2 terms. It means that if I'm saying the sum of the first 2 terms, I'm adding 2 and 4, which will be 2 plus 4, and then it results to 6. So it means that S2 in this case is equivalent to 6. And then if I'm saying S3 will be equivalent to T1 plus T2 plus T3. It means that we are adding the sum of the first 3 terms. We are adding the sum of the first 3 terms. That's what I'm referring to. So if I'm saying S4, it means that it's going to be the sum of T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4. The sum of the first 4 terms. Take note of this, guys. If I'm saying the sum of the first 2 terms, it means that this one is going to be S2. Let me just write it here. You can see everything. This one is very important, guys. You have to get this one into mind. 4, 6, 8. Let me say T1, this is T2, this is T3, this is T4, and then it's gonna continue like that up until we reach Tn. Note this one I can say it's plus here, sorry, it's plus. I'm used to sequence, so it's plus here. So this one is gonna be T1 plus T2. It's gonna be the same as S2, right? It's gonna be the same as S2, like I've said here. So if I'm covering this one now, it's gonna be what? T1 plus T2 plus T3. It's gonna be S3. Note this. S3 is gonna be equivalent to what? S3 is gonna be equivalent to S2, the first two terms plus T3. So it means that S4 is gonna be the sum 1, 2, 3, S3 plus T4. Note that, very much important. So Sn is gonna be the same as what? Sn minus 1 plus Tn. This is generally, if we generalize, if we generalize everything, it's gonna be like this. So guys, in any case, if they gave you the sum or the formula of the sum, and then they ask you about Tn, so this is the formula you're gonna use. This is the notation you're gonna use, in fact, not the formula. This is the notation you're gonna use. If ever they gave you something like Sn is equivalent to 2n squared plus 3, and then they say to you, find T5. So what are you going to say? You're gonna find S5, and then you're gonna find also what? S4, and then in order for you to get what? T5. It will make a lot of sense when we are doing some examples. But what I want you to know, guys, is that when dealing with series, is the addition of all the terms. One more thing is that if you are looking for Tn, it's going to be Tn is equivalent to, sorry, Sn is going to be equivalent to Sn minus 1 plus Tn. This is the general formula that we're going to be using when finding Tn given Sn. Take note of that. You will see it when we're dealing with more exercise. So we have to understand the formula that we use for the arithmetic series. The formula that we use for arithmetic series says Sn is equivalent to n over 2 all into 2n plus into n minus 1 d. It's normally there on the formula sheet. Guys, you have to know it, and you have to know how to prove it. I made a video on showing how to prove this formula and the other one for geometric series. So you have to know this formula by heart and also know how to prove it, because you might find you might find it in your examination whereby they say that you must prove. So this is the formula that we will be considering. So let's get to know whatsoever it means, this one. Like I've already said, this one, it means that the sum of nth term. This n is like normal. It's 2, not 2n, it's 2a, sorry. It's 2a here. I made a mistake. 2a plus like that. So n is the one that we know. And then a. It's arithmetic. A means what? The first term. The first term, T1. A means T1. And then the D, it means then the first common difference. Guys, it means that you have to in order for you to find the sum or the formula of the nth term, the sum of the nth term, it means that you have to know the first common difference, the first term, and then you will be able to answer a lot of question on that. Guys, we are referring to the sum here. So let's try to work on some exercises. So if I'm having like 3, 5, 7, it continues like that. And then this is an arithmetic sequence. Is the arithmetic sequence. Let me make it a series. This is an arithmetic series and it's a linear series. So I'm required to find Sn, to find the sum of the nth term. What I'm going to do is that I'm going to use this formula. In which manner? I already know that the value of A is equivalent to 3. What else do I need? I need the difference. I need the first common difference. So let's find the first common difference here. 5 minus 3 is going to be equivalent to 2. 7 minus 5 is going to be equivalent to 2. So it means that our difference is going to be 2. And it's common. So let's get Sn. We're going to say, okay, now Sn is equal to n over 2 into 2. What is A? The first term is going to be equivalent to 3 plus into n minus 1. What is the difference? The difference is going to be equal to 2. And then you simplify from there. We initiate by simplifying inside the brackets before we multiply everything by n over 2. Let's try to work on that. N over 2 into the brackets. This by this, we're going to have 6 plus into plus this by this, we're going to have 2n. This by this, we're going to have 2 multiplied by -1 is going to be -2. And then we simplify further into the bracket. Let's work on that. We're going to have 2n, 6 minus 2 is 4. And then let's multiply everything out. N multiplied by 2n. Can you see that now we will start by saying n, this one will multiply this one, and then it will also multiply this one. I'm referring to the whole thing, n over 2. So we're going to say n over 2 multiplied by 2. It's going to be what? 2n squared over 2. Right? That's the first step. And then we're going to say n over 2 multiplied by 4. We're going to have 4n over 2. And then we simplify now. So this one, eliminate this one. We're going to have n squared plus 2n. 4 divided by 2, it's 2. So this one will be our S. This one will be our Sn. So our Sn is the sum of the arithmetic. So let's find the sum of the first 3 terms. Let's find S3. We can get S3 manually by saying, okay, 5 plus 3, it gives us 8. 8 plus 7, it gives us 15. So the sum of the first 3 terms manually is 3. But when using this formula that we just got, we can say, okay, now we have to know S3. The sum of the first 3 terms, which will be 3 squared plus 2 into 3. And then let's find that now. It's going to be 9 plus 6, which results to what? 15. Indeed, our formula is what? It's correct. So those are the kind of questions that you're going to encounter. And you must always keep in mind that we just have 2 types of series that we'll be referring to in our grade, which is the arithmetic series and the geometric series. We don't have a quadratic series, guys. Don't get your mind twisted otherwise. So let's try to work on more and more exercises so that we can get used to what we are referring to here. Okay, the first question they say, determine the sum of the first 20 terms of the series. We have our series here. We have our series here. We have 3. This is the first question. 3 plus 7, 3 plus 7 plus 11 plus 15 plus. So we are looking for the sum of the first 20 terms. Right, guys. So let's check. First thing first, you have to check what kind of what type of series is this. When looking at this one, you can see we initiate by checking if ever it's quadratic, it's a linear or arithmetic. 7 minus 3, 7 minus 3 is gonna be 4. 11 minus 7 is gonna be 4. 15, 4. It means that this one is our arithmetic or linear. We already know that the first term is 3. We already know that the difference is 4. What else do we know? We know that we are looking for the sum of the first 20. We also know that the n is equivalent to 20. Now, what are we going to do here? How are we going to get the sum of the first 20? We want to know that, what does this question mean? It means that we have to say 3 plus 7 plus 11 plus 15 plus blah, 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 up until we reach 20. So let's work on that. And we already know that this one is an arithmetic series. So for an arithmetic, we know that Sn is equivalent to n over 2 all into 2a plus n minus 1d. So what will be there? Then n. Our n is 20 because they said find the sum of the first 20. It's going to be 20 over 2 into 2 into 2. What is a? A is 3 plus what is n? N is 20 minus 1. What is the difference here? Our difference is 4. And then from there, what do? We click the whole thing into the calculator and then we see what will be the answer. Very simple. 20 divided by 2 brackets 2 times 3 plus into 20 minus 1 multiply by 4. And then we close. We click the calculators. Oh, we forgot to put the last bracket here. So, oh, what did I do? So you must always check your calculator. Let's click it right. 20 divided by 2 into 2 multiplied by 3 plus into 20 minus 1. And then the difference is 4. And then we close this bracket. We get, did we put, oh, here is the mistake here. We have this mistake here. Oh, what's happening, guys? Oh, let's try last time. 20 divided by 2. 20 divided by 2 into 2 multiplied by 3 plus 19 multiplied by 4. It gives us 820. It gives us 820. This is the sum of the first 20 terms. This is the sum of the first 20 terms. My calculator needs to be safest because it's giving me its own things. Oh, let's forget about the calculator. Back to the lesson. So the sum of the first 20 terms of this pattern is gonna be 820. You can pause the video, try to work on number 2 and see if ever we will get the same answer. Okay, so let's work on number 2 now. The sum of the series 5, 3, 1, etc. is minus 216. Determine the number of term in the series. So guys, this is 5. We have a series like 3, 5, 3, 1. It's plus here. Plus, right? So the whole thing, if you add it up, it gives you minus 216. So we want to know how many terms are there in this series. You don't panic when you have such a question. What are you going to do first? You're going to find you're going to use this formula and get Sn. Let's work on that. So Sn is equivalent to, the formula says n over 2 into 2a plus into n minus 1 and then d. And then what is this one? Sn is equivalent to n over 2 into, we are looking for n, guys. Remember, they said determine the number of terms. So we are looking for n. So what will be a? Our a will be 5. Hence, we see that a is 5. And then what will be our d? Our d is going to be 3 minus 5 is minus 2. 1 minus 3 is minus 2. So it's going to be minus 2. So it's going to be n minus 1 into minus 2. The difference is minus 2. So now let's work everything out. Sn is equivalent to n over 2 into, this one is going to be 10. 10 plus, 10, this multiply, minus 2 multiplied by n, we have minus 2n. Minus 2 multiplied by 1, we have 2. And then we're going to add everything up. N over 2 into 10. And then here we're going to have, it's going to be minus 2n. 10 plus 2 is going to be 12. And then Sn is equivalent to, and then let's multiply this one. This one multiplied by this, it's going to n over 2 multiplied by negative 2n. We're going to have, it's going to be, these two cancel that one. We're going to have minus n squared. And then n over 2 multiplied by 12, we're going to have something like 6n, right? So this is what we are going to have. So here so here we know that Sn is equivalent to, the sum of all the terms is equivalent to minus 216, which is equal to n squared plus 6n. And then we have to work on something like that right now. So let's try and work it out. We're going to take this one to the other side. This one to the other side. We're going to have n squared plus 6n minus 6n. We took this one to the other side. It's going to be minus 6n equals to 0. We're going to have something like this. Guys, you don't have to. Now we're going to factor everything out. So if you don't know how to factor everything out here, you have to just go straight for the quadratic formula, and then it will give you factors. We have n, sign will be different, plus, minus, and then we're gonna have minus 18, and then we're gonna have plus 12. So this is what we're gonna have, and then n is gonna be equals to minus 12, or n is gonna be equals to 18. N is going to be equals to minus 12, or n is going to be equals to 18. Guys, we know that n must always be greater than what? 0. So that means that n is equivalent to 18, not minus 12. Because remember, I told you that n can never be a decimal. N can never be what? Can never be a negative number. So it's either it's gonna be n it's gonna be a whole number, something like that. So I hope this activity made sense. So let's try to work on the other question. They say determine the sum of the series. Oh, we already worked on this one. They say the sum of the nth term is given by this. Right. The sum of the nth term is given by this formula. Determine T5. Very much interesting question that we are going to look at. So the question said the sum of n terms is given by 5n. The sum of this one is given by n over 2 into 1 plus n. And then they're looking for T5. Guys, I have told you enough that if you are having such a question, we are looking for T5 and they gave you the sum of, what are you going to do? You're gonna say, I know that Sn is equals to Sn minus 1 plus plus Tn, which means that I know that if I'm looking for T5, I must find S5, which is gonna be equals to S4 plus T5. I told you at the beginning of the video that this type of question is gonna come. So let's find S5 now. S5 is gonna be equals to 5 over 2 into 1 plus 5. So 5 is gonna be 5 over 2 multiplied by 6. And then it's gonna be 3 here, and then cancel out, and then it's gonna be 15. And then I'm gonna find S4. So I know that S4 is gonna be equivalent to 4 over 2 into 1 plus 4. And then which is gonna be 2 into 5. And then it results to what? It results to 10. Now I know that S5 plus is equivalent to S4 plus T5. I'm looking for T5. So how am I gonna get T5? I'm gonna say S5, which is 15, is equivalent to 10 plus T5. So it means that our T5 is gonna be equals to 5 because it's 15 minus 10, and then it's gonna be equivalent to 5. So that's how you're gonna get that question. Remember, I emphasized more on this type of question, that if they are looking for T something given this thing, given a formula like this, you are forced to use this kind of notation so that you get the accurate answer. If they were saying T6, if they were looking for T6 on the question, so I was going to use T6 and T5 in this notation. You don't have to panic, guys. Everything is like this. So if you haven't subscribed to the video, guys, please, I'm begging you guys, please subscribe to my video so that I can keep making videos like this. And please leave your comment on how you ask any question. I will be there for you. Thank you, guys.